Hello, my name is Ken Lee, and I'd like to talk to you about optimism, Parkinson's disease, and other related problems. But before I do, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about myself. I'm 85 years young. I've been married for over 60 years, and my wife and I have lived and worked on 4 different continents, and I was in a senior executive position. So you can imagine I've led quite an interesting life, and that's despite coming from very humble beginnings, and it often amazes me. Of course, I've made many mistakes, but I've also enjoyed quite a few successes as well. I've always been a sports enthusiast, especially rugby, athletics, and mainly golf. Music has also been a passion of mine, but perhaps more of that later on. I've suffered from chronic back pain for over 40 years and have had 4 back operations, all to no avail. I've had prostate cancer, and 2 years ago I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So you could be forgiven if you thought of me as being a bit of a physical wreck, and you're probably right, but perhaps not. However, despite all these problems, I've always tried to be a positive person. My glass has always remained half full and not half empty. If I took the line of least resistance, I could be forgiven at the age of 85 if I pulled up the drawbridge and withered away. But as you know, there is at present no cure for Parkinson's disease. The experts say that if you are physically active, you can slow down the symptoms and have a more meaningful life. So I go down to the gym 3 days a week, and I actually feel much better now as a result of that. Another of the many symptoms of Parkinson's is that your throat muscles contract. So if they're not exercised, your voice becomes weaker and weaker. So I've therefore joined a Parkinson's support group in Braintree, Essex, which is run by a group of wonderful ladies. We do coordination exercises, which is the cause of much laughter. And then we have an hour of singing, which is voice exercises and then singing all kinds of popular music. It's much fun, and these marvelous ladies force feed you from time to time with all kinds of wonderful cakes. Earlier I mentioned music, and this has been my great lifeline throughout the years. And being Welsh, of course, it's no surprise. I sing when I'm happy, and I sing when I'm sad, and I always found it very therapeutic. Up until I was 80, I had sung in several choirs. Singing is like a balm to me. It gives me great pleasure, and the same goes for the people, I think, who listen to the music. So if I may, my message to you is to try to take the negatives and turn them into positives. It can be done if you really want to. It will take a little time, but don't give in. My old granny, who was a very fat lady, used to sit me on her very ample lap and sing to me, and she was a wonderful person. She was also full of all kinds of sayings, and the one that had a great impact on me was that a man always complained about pains in his feet until he saw a man with no feet. So if you feel your glass is half empty, just think how you can turn it around so that your glass is half full. You could even be surprised if it became 2/3 full. And a positive mental attitude can work wonders for you. Thank you.